There are many ways to convey a political point, from voting to speeches to protests to a visual statement. We know pictures can shape our views of the world. Murals have long shown different communities' political values. Here's one from L.A., teeing off the popular Shepard Fairey Hope icon painting of Obama, which connected with so many millions when he first ran. Or take a candidate who ran against him and met him in that quest for American civility. This is John McCain on an Arizona mural that is titled the Maverick Mural. There are murals who honor people who've become intertwined with the quest for justice. The late George Floyd commemorated here in his hometown of Minneapolis. This is a daily reminder for people in that neighborhood of his life, but also his murder at the hands of police. People talk about life imitating art. Politics can also, as you see here, echo what artists tell us. That brings us to a very celebrated American painter, Jean-Michel Basquiat. He began as a graffiti artist and upended the art world on everything from his original, unique painting style to his themes, tackling black identity, urban decay, government racism, rich liberals' hypocrisy, and really many other sacred cows.
This is Jean-Michel Basquiat, a Brooklyn-born 23-year-old of Haitian Puerto Rican descent whose rapid rise from street graffiti artist to international art figure has been one of the cultural wonders of the 1980s.
Right now, New York's subway system is in the grips of a graffiti epidemic.
I was more interested in attacking the gallery search at that time. I didn't think about doing paintings. I just thought about making fun of the ones that were in there.
Basquiat had a focus as a young artist on the substance. It was noticed in his time and well beyond it. Now, he tragically died at the very young age of 27. Since then, his works have been prized around the globe, some of the most valuable by any American painter ever. One work sold for over $100 million. That's correct, $100 million in 2017. A mind-blowing figure, even by the often wild standards of the art world. Now, I'm telling you about this right now because in his hometown of New York, there's a first-of-a-kind exhibit that shows Basquiat's work, his home life, and unlike some treatments of artists that may come from the outside or corporations, this one is a family affair led by his two sisters. And here's what they just told The Beat about both their brother and the project, along with his friend Fab Five Freddy. We're airing this right now for you for the first time.
Jean was really good at calling things out.
He always stated that he wanted to be a star.
Jean hit the bullseye in just the right way.
He wanted to set his mark on history and, you know, be set amongst the greats.
Because artists do get copied.
Yes,
right?
all the time.
And
you know, he wore hair that was different than everyone else. And it's kind of funny to watch people today wearing it the same way that he did.
So excited. Yeah. Jean would be so happy about that because, you know, I mean, he was so plugged in to culture, but he was clear and confident that it was going to happen. And you know, it was contagious. My dad was an accountant as well, so...
Oh, I didn't know that.
When
well, the estate might need some accountants.
I'm sure they got that covered.
Our intention was in order to humanize Jean-Michel and have people know the man that he is. And the responses that we have received is exactly that. And so...
Yeah, and I think you hit it right on the head also. It is like a vibe. It's a community.
A community that is taking something that had its ups and downs and, yes, a tragic loss, and seeing how it lives and echoes today. We just did this interview discussion in long form, as we do around here sometimes, and I mentioned how you can go to other countries and see murals of Basquiat. You can see the inspiration to young artists who were born after his death. So it all resonates. Now, his sisters also shared how George Floyd's murder at the hands of police overlaps with this long-running struggle of what artists and others, political activists and others we talk to right here on this program, say is a reality in American life, whether our government and our politics faces that reality or not. He had his own personal experiences. This was decades ago, informing the broader issues of police brutality and our quest for civil rights. Let's look at Jailbirds, which is a real iconic piece. I'm curious what you feel then when you maybe remember seeing this kind of work he did and how it resonates now.
I think that's what makes Jean-Michel so powerful and profound, is the fact that this kid essentially painted this, and we're still dealing with the same issues today. So many of the same issues, of the unfortunate issues today.
Jean would call you out in the most apt and on point way with very few words, but you would feel like, oh my God, I've been put in deep check.
Yes, he was very soft-spoken and almost shy at times, unless you were like part of his inner circle. He could cut you like a knife without you even really realizing.
It wasn't about, political lines. It was like, what's the right thing?
What's the right thing? What's really happening? And who has the ability to just tell the truth about it? That is why Basquiat is not only worth so much, why some people look at the legacy and try to own some of it, a theme we've discussed here in our reporting on culture and politics in the intersection, but also why it inspires. So that's why I wanted to share this with you. We taped that as part of a longer interview with Lisan Basquiat, Janine Heriveau, and Fab Five Freddy. I will say, for those who ever visit New York City or happen to be in New York City, the exhibit is called King Pleasure, and it is open until January 1st. You can go to kingpleasurebasquiat.com there if you happen to be near New York and you want to check it out. I will tell you, full disclosure, I've been and enjoyed it. Now, if you want to see that full interview, go to YouTube and just search Melber and Basquiat, B-A-S-Q-U-I-A-T. The T is silent like lasagna, but you can go search that on YouTube. It's part of a much longer cultural conversation we wanted to share with you.